Benzinga TV. I'm Brent Slava. This is Joel O'Connor. He is host of Benzinga's pre-market prep morning show. And today we're going to switch it up a little bit. Usually we're kind of picking the topics, the stocks that we want to talk about. Today we're going to use some prompts from you, the readers and users out there. And over the last few days, we've gotten a couple odd stocks that have popped up on our trackers. And our users out there on Benzinga.com and Benzinga Pro are searching these tickers, and we thought it was kind of unusual, sort of the different tickers that were coming up. So wanted to highlight those to you. Joel's going to give you a technical take at a couple of them because there's not much to trade off right now. It's pretty much no news in these issues. The first one, however, that we are going to talk about is one that has news recently. It's Array Biopharma. It's ticker ARRY. So it's about a $2 billion company. Shares rallied about 15% on Friday. There was positive news about the company's colorectal cancer treatment. And over the last few sessions, there have been over a few thousand Benzinga.com users who have searched Array Biopharma. So again, we just wanted to give you some information that clearly you're looking out for there. Joel, why don't you give us a quick technical take on Array?
Giving the subscribers what they want?
Yeah.
What you're trying to do here?
Right, innovation, huh?
Okay, well, the first thing in that name, biopharma, right? Okay, so there you're going to get huge price movements in stocks. According to drug trials, also competing drug trials and other companies. So if you're trading anything with a biopharma or pharma in the name, keep an eye on your Benzinga News Pro as well as your calendar to check up on big events and when trials are due. This one did get a nice pop off the trials. So
right, exactly.
The street construed the information as positive for the stock. We got a nice pop in that, and it came from the 950 area, shot up $10.50, $11. Now, when the dust settled, the stock has come back down. It's given those gains back. So one technique, and we talked about this a lot on the pre-market show, is when a stock has a level, has some news, moves away from that level, and then comes back to it, you want to see how the stock reacts at that level.
Exactly.
That's where we're at right now in Array Biopharma. It's giving back all those gains. The buyer and sellers are trying to determine the long-term implications of it. So from a technical perspective, if it's good news moving forward, we're going to hold this 950 level and continue move higher.
Okay, great. So the next one we want to look at is a company called Scana, and it's ticker SCG. And there's no news on this company that we can tell recently. However, over the last 1 or 2 days, we've had over a few hundred Benzinga.com users who have searched in for this ticker. It's an $8 billion utility company. It's based out of South Carolina. Joel, why don't you give us a couple of technical levels to watch out for in Scana?
Well, I think we got some bottom fishers here at Benzinga. This stock had some bad news at the end of July that they were stopping the construction of a nuclear plant. And it seems like the street really didn't know what to do with that information. Maybe they were saving some money. Maybe they're going to have to take some huge losses. So it had a lot of volatile trading in late July, early August. But once again, the dust has settled. The stock has come back down to the lows of the move. So the street has made their decision that the closing the plant was not a good thing. Last I checked, it 58.11, 58.15 was the low of the move. So if you're doing some bottom picking in that stock and you think this is it, you really got to be careful. It does take out that level, could be done for another leg down. And also if you look at Sempra Energy compared to some of these other utilities, it's not acting well. So perhaps some other places to put your money, but keep an eye on the low of the move for a key to exit the issue.
All right, good point there. One more we want to look at really quickly, and again, these are names that a ton of you are searching out there. This one is called Tredegar. It's ticker TG, and this one's really interesting. It's a small company. It's a plastic manufacturer, very low float and very low volume. So, Joe, when I take this one to you, you're like, well, it's pretty low volume. I can't really do a ton with the technicals. So why don't you give the listeners out there some words of advice on how you sort of trade or invest in a low volume, low float issue?
Well, first of all, just looking at the chart of the stock, it just seems to be like dead money. Not a lot of participation, not a lot of volume. On stocks like those, it does have like a nice dividend, so maybe perhaps playing it ahead of the dividend payout, getting a little return on for the money. But for those kind of issues, you just got to keep your orders out there. Now, I know a lot of the exchanges have have disallowed good to cancel orders. Those are always a good way to trade a stock. Maybe check with your broker, see if they keep, orders on the book to send to the exchange. If not, if you're trying to get a level in a thinly traded stock, get up early in the morning, get that order in there, first in, first out, try and do that. That's been in a trading range, like I said, for the last couple days. Really don't see any catalyst in it. When you have a low volume stock, not a lot of price action, you want to see what it does when it does have
really
good
want
price
to try
action.
to get ahead there.
Yep, a significant increase in volume. Let's say it has some good news, has a couple, a dollar move up, breaks out of the trading range, then that's a key. A big volume move, people moving into the stock, establishing new positions. So on these low volume issues, get your orders in there early, and then when there's finally a high volume day, take note, because that could be a precursor of moves in the future.
All right, so some really good words of wisdom here from Joel O'Connor. He's an experienced trader. He's also host of our Benzinga pre-market prep morning show. Everyone, thanks for watching.